Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, the Hue Therapist. In this episode, I'm going to share with you the finished objects that I have completed since my first WIPs video. I want to share with you the projects that I have started since, and as well as some future knitting projects and crochet projects that I have, some yarn that I acquired since the last time, and also a test knit that I'm working on. And it's supposed to end in 2 weeks. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that progress with you. If this sounds interesting, please consider to share and subscribe to this channel. We are here to have a good time, to share our passion for fiber arts and other crafts that I do once in a while, and just to have a good time and get together, talk a little bit about what our interests are, gather together with me in this space, and share any comments that you have on the comment section. You can also find the projects that I'm going to talk about and the links of YouTube videos that I am using to create some of the projects that I have on my needles and hook at this moment. So let's get together. Let's go jump right into it. I'm going to start with my first finished project, which is what I'm wearing today. In the WIPs video, I had it, I think I had it up to here. So I was able to finish this is the Veronica Lindbergh Love Letter top. I will probably show a video or a picture of how it looks standing up, but I was able to complete it. I already wore it before I went out. I wore it. It's very comfortable. The next finished project that I'm going to share with you, it's a test knit. I cannot show the whole thing because the pattern hasn't been released yet. I was able to finish it on time for within the time frame of the test knit that they provided us to do this. So I'm going to show you. I already showed you here. I'm going to show you the color of it. And as soon as the pattern is released, then I will show it. I'll post pictures on Instagram, and maybe I can post some pictures here in the community tab if you want to see it after the pattern is released. This was my first thing that I finished because this was a test knit, so I needed to finish it on time. It had a deadline. Then I focused on this top. I was able to finish it as well. The third thing that I finished in this past month in March was my son's Steve from Stranger Things. I was able to finish. It was the amigurumi. My things are here next to me on the side. So it was Steve. I was able to finish him. I had a good time crocheting it. I think it came out really nice. His head is a little heavy with the hair and the hat. The hat, I left it without attaching it, but we're going to keep it on probably. I don't think my son's going to take it off. I think it came out really, really nice. I will be doing more of these because I want to create. There's a few other characters that I want to focus on. I want to do Max, and I want to do Max and maybe 11 and Eddie. Eddie is one of my favorite characters, so I will probably the next one that I make is going to be Eddie. A friend of mine wants me to make Dustin for his grandson. Hopefully I get around to do that, but I can't right now. I can't promise any deadlines. My friend wants it prior to June, and I don't know if I can commit to that time frame. I'll probably make it a little bit further into the year, because I have a lot of things that I want to make. So this was what the next one. I'm going to try to sit him down next to me, or stand him up next to me. Let's see how that goes. There you go. I think he'll stand there for the rest of the video. All right. So the next thing that I finished is a summer top that I will link the pattern, and I'm going to put a picture here of the top. It was also in my WIPs video. It's a pattern by Jessica Reeves. Potas, I think the second last name is. And it came out, I think, really well. I was able to finish it. Came out, I think, pretty nice. It's very flowy. I used Kobu yarn, and it's the first thing that I've crocheted with Kobu yarn. It's heavy. It's a little heavy, but it's very flowy, and also it's cool to the touch, which is good for the weather here. It's very cool to the touch, and it remains cool. This one is a blend of acrylic and merino. This is a blend of acrylic and merino, and it's a little hot. It gets a little hot and a little bit itchy. I wear a tank top underneath, so it doesn't bother me. I have very sensitive skin. So this was another finished object that I was able to complete in March. Actually, this one I finished the other day. So it was on April that I finished this one. The other ones I finished in March. Another thing that I crocheted this past maybe few weeks was another amigurumi that my partner requested of me. He saw a post on Facebook, and it was a little poo, right? It was a poop of positivity with the sign, and he asked me to make him 2 of these. I only have 1 right now, and he still has to do the sign and put the message on it. So the only thing that I have here is the little poop that I made. I made 2 of them. This is what he wanted me to make, and I made it. I think it came out really cute. I followed a tutorial on YouTube. The one that he saw was smaller. The yarn was different. This yarn I had on hand. I took it from my daughter's stash because she makes some scrunchies for her Etsy shop, and she had this color, and it's the perfect color for what it is. So I made 2 of these. These were not in my WIP video because they were not WIPs. And they're very easy to make. The problem that I have, I'm going to put it to the side. Let me put it back here. The problem that I have with amigurumi doesn't necessarily have to do with the amigurumis per se, but it has to do with my hands. When I'm making amigurumis, I'm a tight crocheter, a tight knitter, and because amigurumi is tight on its own, like part of the process is to have tight stitches so the polyfill doesn't come out. It starts to hurt my hands. So I have to take multiple breaks between Steve and that poop that I made, because my hands start to hurt. The hook's usually smaller than the yarn asks for, and the stitches are tight, and it hurts my hands. So I make them and I enjoy making them, but I have to take it slowly, right? I can't just continue until I'm done. If I were able to do it continuously, it doesn't take that much. I don't think it would take that long. I think maybe an hour or 2 hours to do that one. but I had to take breaks. So that happens with me specifically. For other people that don't have aching hands, they probably can whip a few of them if they want in a couple of hours, or 3 or 4 hours. They probably would have been able to make the two of them in one day. I did it in separate days just to give my hands a little bit of a rest. That's the last thing that I have. I'm looking down here because I have my projects down here. Also, I have the yarns that I want to show the future projects down on this side. Next, I'm going to show you the things that I have added to the WIPs that were not on my first video talking about the WIPs that I had. At the end of that video, I had 13 WIPs. I think 2 of them I'm going to frog, and then the other ones I'm going to keep working in between the things that I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing that I added to the WIPs, it's the dress that I showed you before. I'm going to show you the name and the picture here. It's a Luna swing dress. I remember. It's a Luna swing dress, and I have it on my. I had this top in this yarn bowl, but because I finished it, now I'm using it for the Luna swing dress. So the progress that I've made with this, I have 2 different yarn lots, and they're slightly, I talked about this in my last video when I was showing you the yarns and going over my yarns and organizing it. I have 2 different lots, so I'm crocheting 1 row or 2 rows in one skein, and then the other one. So there's 2 yarns attached to the project. This is the back. This is what I have so far. Let me untangle my mess. Okay. This is what I have so far. I already did the little back panel, and I started with the ruffles part. I think it's not that noticeable now that I work with it. Still, I don't want it to be patches of different lots, just in case in the sun or in different lighting it shows. I'm going to show you to see. I don't know. I don't think the camera notices. This part right here, the ruffle part, is the one that I'm alternating skeins. And this top part, I used the lighter one, the more brighter yellow, because it was going to be it's linked double crochets. So I think it would have been more noticeable than down here, which ruffles due to the pattern, and it's going to be more flowy. So it's coming along. This one's going to take me probably forever because it's a dress, and I've never crocheted a dress before, and I have no rush to finish it. So this is added. I removed 4 projects from my WIPs. So from 13, I went down to 9, and then I added 4. So I'm back up to 13. But they're new, so I think it's fine. So this is one of the new additions. And the next one, and the one that I'm more this 4 WIPs that I'm going to show you are the ones that I'm actively working on. I signed up and got accepted to another test knit, and it's due in 2 weeks. It's a cardigan. It's the Aspen cardigan from Simply Stitching. She has it on her Instagram, how it's supposed to look. It's due in 2 weeks. I'm gonna try my best to finish it on time. I've had a lot of issues with it, not necessarily due to the pattern, but I'm I'm a new knitter. There's a few things going on. I'm really, really new at knitting. The patterns that I've worked on are very holding your hand type of patterns. So they give you all the steps, all the counts, and this is a test knit, right? So we have to comment on her pattern and, you know, give suggestions. I've been very confused, and it doesn't have to do with the pattern, more so that I'm a new knitter and this pattern doesn't hold your hand as much as, for example, Kutoa Kika's patterns that are step by step, and I'm used to following hers because this is the second one that I finished from Kutoa Kika, but I have more works in progress that I am doing from Kutoa Kika. As I mentioned before, I love her patterns because she has a similar style of what I usually wear. So, anyways, going back to the pattern, to the test knit, I'm using Drops Cotton Merino, which is, I think it's here in the back. It's back there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's back there. I have done part of the back. I have mistakes. I had to stop working on it for a little bit because I got a little bit frustrated and flustered. And this is a hobby for me, and it's supposed to be a time for it to relax. So I left it alone. I thought about it. I thought about starting over, and I did. I started over with a different yarn just to see, and different needles just to see if that would make it more like easier. I ended up going back to this one, to the cotton merino, and then I realized I had one needle size. I had 4.5 on one side and then 5 on the other one. I had to use 5 to meet gauge. So I changed the needles. I kept the mistakes. I have very long and a lot of hair, so it's going to be on the back. It doesn't bother me now. It was bothering me before. It doesn't bother me now anymore. So I'm going to keep it like that. So this is what I have so far. I have, if you notice, I have I made a mistake here. Let me see if that's the right part. Yes, I made a mistake here, and I made a mistake. I think it was down here. Let me check. It was here, up here. Right, so you see they're supposed to go this way, like a twist, and I don't know, I twisted I put the stitches, I think it was supposed to be in the back, and I put them in the front, and it doesn't look as it's supposed to be. However, this is going to be the back, and this is the way it will sit on my back. And the mistakes, if you notice, are up here on the back and down here. I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. It's fine. I don't mind it. Yesterday, I was able to pick up for the front. Let's ignore the mistake. But I picked up from the front, right? And I started working on it. So hopefully, I don't know if 2 weeks are going to be enough for me to finish them, to finish the whole cardigan. I'm going to try my best to finish it with my full-time job and all the things that I do. So I'm going to try my best to finish it. However, it may not happen. I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best. The other thing that I casted on was a rug for a bathroom. So I'm working this rug up. It's a half circle rug, and it's from a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube tutorial that I'm using. I will link it below because I can't remember the person that the name of the person that I'm following, but I will link it below. I think it's looking great. This yarn is Peaches and Cream from Walmart. It's cotton, 100% cotton. It's this color right here. So I have that. And the last thing that I have on my needles that I casted on the next thing that I have is another Kutobakika's pattern. I bought her book, which is sitting back here. That's the first book that she came out with. I bought the physical copy of this first one because it's pink. And Wool & Company didn't have the physical copy of the second one. So I bought that one in PDF. So I have that one on my tablet, and then I have this one in paper print. As I mentioned before, pink is my favorite color, so I wanted to have it in the physical copy. The other one, this pattern is from the new book that she released recently, and it's called Fortuna. It's I don't have a lot of it yet, but it's a one sleeve top. It's in black. I'm using Circulo Amigurumi. It's 100% cotton, and I really like this yarn, so I have a bunch of colors of it. And this one, in this pattern, she has a crochet border with a contrasting color. She has her top on also in black yarn with white. I don't want to do the crochet border, so I'm gonna venture out and I'm gonna do something else, probably an I-cord edging, black. I want to keep the whole thing black. So this is the last thing that I casted on after the video, after both of my recent videos. All right. All right, so the next part that I'm going to show you is the yarn and the projects that I am planning to work on as I finish some of my other WIPs. I'm trying to finish WIPs and then add a different one in. So probably my number is going to stay at 12 or 13 at a time. But I talked about them. I showed the patterns for most of them, but I have a few yarns that I did not have a project for them, but I knew I wanted to work on them. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to share with you the ones that I already put on my queue. I was able to put them, they're not in order of making them. I just added them, and I added the yarns that I'm going to use. And then I also want to show you my process for the ones that I don't have a pattern yet, to see if the ones with the amount of yarn that I have and the patterns that I have in my library or my favorites meet the requirements, and to see that process that I explained before that I do really enjoy of pairing up my yarns with the projects. I know most people, or a lot of people, not most people, but a lot of people do it the other way around. They find the pattern and then they buy the yarn. In my case, I like to buy my yarn when it's on sale. And then that process of looking over patterns just makes my day. I love it. I just like it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to screen record. The first thing that I'm going to do is show you what I have on my queue. All right. So if you go to, you can join me on my Ravelry if you want. My username is JOCEY1005. All right, I spelled it for you. I'll put it here. It's Josie 1005. All right. I'm going to show you what I have on my queue. And what I have on my queue right now, the first one that I have, and I'm going to show it, I'm showing it, I'm going to move to the side to see if we can put what I'm looking at right here on this side. The first one that I want to make, this one is a number one on the top of the list. And this is the one that I'm going to do first from the ones that I have on my queue. The first one is the lavender top. This top, I really, really like a lot. And I already assigned the colors of the yarns that I'm going to use to it. So the lavender top is this one right here. It's a very beautiful top. Very, very beautiful. And I'm going to work on this after I'm done with the test knit. I want to keep the Fortuna top as just a stockinette project, but this one I'm going to cast on. I know for a fact that after I'm done with the test knit, this is the one that I'm going to work on next. All right. The second one that I have after this first one that I know that I'm going to work on completely, that's the number one. I want to make that one specifically. I love that pattern. The next one that I have is the Sailor Swift top by Veronica Lindbergh. I do have the yarns on stash. Let me see if I can show them to you. This is the yarns. I bought these organza bags to store the yarns when I made the video of organizing my yarn stash. I just threw everything inside the plastic tub that I got. But then I got the organza bags and I bought the organza bags and I separated the yarns by project. So this is the Sailor Swift. This is the yarn I'm going to use for the Sailor Swift. So it's a natural color and a dark blue, similar to this one right here. That I'm going to show you. It's the same. I'm going to use that same combination. I was unsure and I'm still unsure if I want to do it this side where the lighter color is the background, or on the opposite one where the darker color is the background. When I get to that point, then I'll make that choice. I'm leaning towards the lighter one being the majority and then the stripes being on the darker blue. This is the yarns that I'm going to use for the lavender top. It's going to be the Circulo Amigurumi. It's a Brazilian brand, and I really, really like it. It's a sport weight. So I'm going to use that one for the lavender top. The next one that I have is the almond flowers, and that is a crochet pattern from Expression Fiber Arts, and it's in lace. So I know it's going to take me a long time. I want to use it. I want to do it. I'm going to use this yarn right here, that color, to make almond flowers, which is really, really nice. I think it's a beautiful pattern. And every time I look at it, I am blown away. I love, love, love that pattern. But I know it's going to take me a while to finish it. So it's not going to be one of my priorities right now. The next one I have, it's by Audrey Borrego. In the last video, I called her Andrea Borrego. It's not. It's Audrey Borrego. And I have her pattern called Rust End. It's one of the patterns that I will be working on. Next is Pride and Pearls Cardigan by Otowakika. I have the ranunculus on my queue. I want to use the True yarn that I have in the raisin color. It's a dark purple, which is really, really cute. I like it a lot. I don't tend to go use purples that much, but that one it's a really nice purple. And then the last one that I have on my queue is the Nazari top by Marta Porcel. That one, I'm going to show you a picture of it. That one, it's either fingering. That one is a fingering pattern, a fingering weight pattern. It's crochet. I don't think it would take that long because it's granny square on the top, like on the front, and then granny square on the back, and then, however, it's fingering. So it will take me a bit. I started it before with the Casa Sol bamboo cotton that I have. It's similar in this similar range of color. It's an orangey, pumpkin orangey color, really nice. It has a sheen to it. However, let me see if I have it here. I do. It's this color right here. Let me take it out so you can see it. It's darker than this. It's darker than this color. However, look at how nice this color is. It has a sheen. It's bamboo. I only made this amount of progress. This is the front side of it. I made this and I stopped. So I'll get to it. I'll get to it for sure. So I have most of my yarn has a pattern attached to it. Like the ones that I have here, most of them have a pattern to it. However, I have a few that don't have a matching pattern. I know I want to work with the yarn. I know I want to work with it sooner rather than later. However, I still don't know which pattern I'm going to use. Let me find one of those and show you my process on Ravelry. And that is the part that I want to show, the screen record that I want to show to see if anybody else wants to do it like this. Then they will know how to navigate it. I'm still new to Ravelry. However, I find it really, really easy to navigate. So give me a second. I'm going to look for a yarn that doesn't have a pattern and share that process with you. Give me just 1 second. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to go on my tablet. I'm going to go on my iPad. I'm going to go on my stash yarn on Ravelry, and I'm going to see how much yardage I have of this yarn. I don't know why they're not okay. They were not uploading the pictures. Most of them have pictures. Let me see. Here it is. So I have 816 yards of this Platoon's Grace. And this yarn is also, I think it's 100% cotton. There's going to be a lot of 100% cotton on my stash because I love this color. I don't know if it goes with my skin tone. I really don't care. I wear what I want to wear, and I wear the colors that I like. I don't think I would ever do those best color wearing for you. I would just wear whatever I want in the colors that I want. So I have 816 yards of this color. I love this color. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to my library, and I'm going to filter by weight, yarn, amount, to see what I have already saved in my library and to see if any of those patterns align with what I want to make, all right, for it. If any of those patterns call my name. So I already have my library checked. I am going to do clothing with it. So I'm going to put all clothing. The next one that I'm going to look for, I want to add in my favorites and library, both of them. So I have a lot of things in my library, and I haven't been using Ravelry for a year, so I have too many things. I'm going to add also it's going to be single strand. Oh, sorry. Single strand only. And I'm going to check the box that says 750 to 900 yards. And also I'm going to check the box that says 600 to 750. Because I want to use the majority of the yarn, but I'm a size medium in most patterns. I'm a size medium, so I want to see if the amount of yarn, it's enough for whatever pattern I want to make. So if I go to the top, I have a few. The other thing that I need to do is to put the size of the yarn, because I noticed that I have here framed, but framed I know it's a worsted weight yarn because I want to make it, and I wanted to make it with a fingering weight. That's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to make it in the future with a proper yarn for it. I'm going to go back down, and I'm going to look for the yarn size. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, here it is. And size 3 is DK. I'm going to put size DK. I have 59 patterns between my library and my favorites that I can, in theory, make with this yarn. Let's go to the top. Even though I added that it was only, I wanted to do a single color or single strand, it's showing me patterns also with 2 different colors. I'm not going to use any of those. Let me see if I can. I know I can. No color work. Let's see. No, I'm not going to take it out because, let me see if I can check. No, I don't know how to eliminate color work from the filters. So the ones that I can make are going to be I have 2 pages here of patterns that might work with this yarn. I have to decide what I want to make with it to see if something calls to me or says, hi, I can make me. Let's see. With this color specifically, the one I already know the lavender top is not going to work. It's multiple colors, so it's not going to work. This one, Adriata. Let's see that one. Let's open this one. It looks great. This might be a contender for this yarn. Let's see on a medium size how much yarn we need to use. So I am usually in centimeters, my bust is 96. And the sizes here go from 1 to 10. From a bust size, and I'm using centimeters because I can't remember. I think it's I'm a 36 inches, but I can't remember. I can always remember that I am 96 centimeters across. And I don't know why I can remember that, because we usually use inches, but my brain just thought that it's 96 centimeters. So, and it's supposed to have 0 to 5 centimeters of negative ease. So for sure, I would do a size 2. If I were to do, this might be the top that I make with this. It's a, let's see, how much yarn do we need? In yards, we need, for a size 2, 465 yards. So I have more than enough to make this top. I have more than enough. This may be the top that I do. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's $7, $7 USD. The pattern costs that much. That might be the one that I make with this yarn. They use, let's see what they used. Silk and linen flax. A combination. As I said, this is 100% cotton. And it has here on the Ravelry page, it tells me that people have used 2 yarns that I have used, that I have on stash. So they've used 4 times. People have used the True yarn, and then 1 time the Circulo charm that I have. So let's see the ones that they, this one in that gray color that I'm showing you right now, came out beautiful. That is in True. I like that a lot. And let's see with Charme if they have a picture of it. That looks really nice too. And Charme, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's 100% cotton. So I'm pretty sure that it would work out really well. This person made it with it's a little bigger. It's a little bigger around the armholes on her. It came out very large. She has the note on her project, but it came out beautiful. So this might be the one that I make with that. And this is the process that I do when I said before that I go through my stash and then I pair it up with a project. That's what I do. I usually sit for a while and I scroll through Ravelry and look at the things the options that I have. Another one that may work for that. Let's see, what else do we have here that has the same yardage? The yellow top that I talked about that I finished is this summer vacation top from Jessica Reeves. That one that I'm showing you right now is the one that I made in yellow on a size medium. Back to, this one maybe also. This one also could be one, and it's a free pattern. It's beautiful pattern by Audrey Borrego. It's beautiful. It has beautiful lace, and I do enjoy making lace. It's really nice. That could be also something that I do. Let's see how much yardage I need for it, because that could be the decision point, the decision making point of, am I going to use this yarn or not? So she has sizes from 1 to 8, and they go from 90 to 168 centimeters. And it says that it should have 2 to 6 inches, 5 to 15 centimeters of positive ease. And I'm 96. I would definitely do a size 2. And it uses 710 yards. So I do have enough for that. I don't know which one I'm going to make yet, but that could be one. Let's see what we have on my second page. All right, from the ones that I have on the second page, none of them are, I don't think I like any of those for this specific yarn. They're either on my library or my favorite, so I do like them. I just don't want to do that top with it. The other one that I really like, let's see if I can find it. Let's see. I think those two would be. This one's gorgeous, but I don't think we have enough for that one. This Venetian windows top, it's gorgeous. And apparently, I think it's available for free. It is a gorgeous top. That might be it. All right, let's see what amount of yarn I would have to use. Let's see if it says. Doesn't say specifics, but that could be. I think the brightness of this color is, it will be too much. I'm not sure, but it could be a contender. And then the other one that I like a lot is the Sabai top by Suzanne Mueller. And that one also, I'm pretty sure that one is about 550 USD, 462 euros. I like this one too. I like it a lot. And this one, I would probably have to make, let me see. It says it can be snug, but it works well with 5 to 8 centimeters, and I would do the third size, which is the medium size. As I said, I'm usually a medium, and that one would take, let's see how much it would take. Let me see. It says grams. It doesn't say the yardage, but I think it may work as well. So that's a process that I do with the yarn that I have separated for future projects. And as I said, the process of searching for a pattern for me is very relaxing. It's very fun. It distracts my mind. It grounds me. It keeps me focused. And I really enjoy that process. And I wanted to share it with you just in case any of you would like to do something similar and don't know how to navigate Ravelry. I still have issues saying Ravelry. I think it's going to be a forever thing. But if any of you would like have yarn stash, either because you bought it and you didn't use it, or you have scrap yarn because you did a project and you have a lot left over, I think that process of going in and checking it out and matching, I think it's a nice, at least it's an enjoyable process for me. And everybody is left with some, or not everybody, but maybe it's only me. I'm usually left with some yarn. I either have too little and then I have to adjust, or too much and then I don't know what to do with the yarn that is left over. That is a good way to pair projects and to say, hey, I want to work with this yarn, but I don't know what to make. Going through that process, for me, it's as enjoyable as knitting the project itself. I'm really glad that you decided to spend some time with me. Thank you for being here. If you like this type of content, and if you want to relax for a little bit and hear me ramble about yarn and the things that I've made or the things that I want to make, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I would like to put out more videos more frequently. However, with work and other things, it's a little bit difficult for me. So I'm aiming to do at least one longer video per month, and maybe some shorts of the things that I'm working on. And I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate anyone that watches. It's very comforting for me to watch other people go through their yarn and see their progress and hear their podcast. So why not share a little bit of what I do with you, right? Again, thank you for spending time with me in this space. I hope it has brought you a little bit of comfort, and I hope to see you on the next one. Please take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.